NPC. Nah, he wouldn't have left him. If I knew we were gonna see him that early, I would have prepared myself for an encounter.
You're fine.
Yeah, this is great. I'm loving it. I love Derek so much.
Yeah. I just want to draw. I want to draw him more. I want to draw him and his small pals.
I do want to say something because it is something that I had written down as part of the Sorath description and then promptly forgot about. But you guys would kind of notice it traveling with her. All of her fingers seem to have like an extra digit, and all of her nails are kind of like curved and a little clawed. She's got like weird looking hands.
So fingering was fun.
It was a bit of a nail issue, but you got nail clippers, you're good. But yeah, no, she for those of you who have not dealt with Sorath before, they're very almost demonic looking in nature, even as a full Sorath. Like they're very kind of non-human. And she is almost as tall as Derek. And with the horns that come up out of her head, like you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. Yeah, she's very large. She's very scary. And now
Eric's
she's
very turned on by her.
Y'all just want Artemis dead.
I ran out of Jello again.
No.
But yeah, now she's here with you, so have fun with that knowledge. Is everybody back? Everybody ready to go?
Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
Yep. Cool. So, you start making your way from the city out of Erloth. The only real division between like Erloth and like the lands between Erloth and Prairie are, you start to notice like more trees and like hills in the distance. And, if you kind of stretch up and look out like way, way, way out in the distance, you can kind of make out like the tops of mountains and stuff. The tieflings weren't kidding when they said it's about a week out and a week back. It's pretty fucking far. None of y'all, the only person who would potentially know this area would be Derek and Regan.
What up?
So, because Artemis typically frequents Erloth.
Yep.
And never this far out. So you guys walk. It's another 2 days before like anything really happens. Sleeping schedules are weird because Artemis refuses to be asleep without somebody awake to keep an eye on Sariel, and Sariel keeps offering to stay watch. So you guys have that fun, exciting, and interesting time ahead of you.
Regan's fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
But it's 2 days of pretty much no chatter, and no real conversation because Artemis refuses to speak in front of Sariel. And Sariel will occasionally talk to Derek, but mostly just like seems to want to keep a distance. Like seems to like the more Artemis falls back, the more Sariel kind of trails with them.
I'm so glad.
And none of you guys can really tell if like she's trying to like initiate conversation or make them uncomfortable. And
It's working.
Over the 2 days, you realize it's probably a bit of both. So, on the third day, you guys wake up, you break up camp, and you kind of set out, and you start to hear footsteps, and like a lot of really loud chatter. Derek, you would recognize they're speaking in Draconic.
Yo. What are they saying?
Um, as far as you can tell right now, it's just a bunch of like kind of mindless chatter. They're kind of talking about, going into Airlock, kind of what's going on between the dwarves, and then just general bullshit from back home. Did you hear so and so did this? Did you hear so and so did that?
Gossip.
But
Gross.
from what you can pick out, like they're close but not close enough. There's probably like 4 or 5 of them.
Okay.
They haven't seen you. You haven't seen them yet.
Alright. Derek kind of turns to the group, goes like, we should go more this way. And he points like to the opposite direction of where the Draconic's coming from.
I
Sariel kind of pulls a weapon but follows. You guys kind of take off to the left of. It's not like really a path, but it's kind of a path. It's an open-ish area, but like there's enough hills and trees and stuff that you could reasonably hide from someone unless they were looking for you. So you guys kind of take off to the other side of the path. You're mostly obscured by trees. You're walking kind of slow just to make sure. As the Dragonborn pass, you see that there's actually 7 of them. And 2 of them are completely covered in blood. Like, almost like head to toe. Just disgusting.
Yep.
They're kind of like picking at their teeth and like nudging, like the 2 that are bloody are like kind of picking at their teeth and kind of nudging each other, and like they're grinning, which is creepy because their faces, they got dragon faces, and they're kind of like grinning at each other and all that. The other 4 are kind of talking to each other. They don't seem to notice you. Sariel kind of perks up as she sees them and kind of starts like investigating a little bit, but she doesn't do anything or say anything. And they pass. They eventually get out of the way, and you guys head back onto the path, and you continue walking for a little bit, probably a couple hours, and you see a human come barreling out of the trees. I mean, like crashing, screaming, bloody, come barreling out of the trees. And they see your group, and the kid, and you realize now, like, it's not like a little kid, but like a teenager. And they kind of scream and just start taking off, and Sariel takes off after him.
okay, bye.
Oh. Yeah, bye.
Alright.
You hear more screaming, and there's like a brief moment of kind of silence, and Sariel comes back. There's no blood on her weapon. She comes back and kind of looks at Derek and is like, you're going to want to take a look at this.
Okay. And he follows her.
Have fun leaving your party behind. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, god damn.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Grab all of their collars.
This is drag of a one. No, I'm joking. She gestures entirely to Derek, and asks him to come with her. When you come back to where she was, the human teenager is dead, but wherever they had been running to, Sariel kind of investigated the area for a minute, and there's just a bunch of bodies. Like, some are kind of decaying, some are pretty fresh, and it's just like a fucking pit. Like, there's like 2 little dips between like these small hills, and it's just filled with corpses. And Sariel kind of looks at you and she's like, I don't want to make any assumptions, But after what we saw with the Dragonborn, I think they might have something to do with this.
Question: how much do you know about Dragonborns?
Not
Because this is definitely Dragonborns.
not a lot. They were covered in blood. They were walking from this direction.
Right. Yeah. I'm just gonna, kind of be straightforward here with you. Dragonborns are straight up cannibals.
What? So I know I'm not there, but like,
You're not here.
As Elliot.
I'm gonna be straight. That's yeah. Yeah, some are more vicious, as you can see, than others. Some people, like me, can, eat other things as well.
And
But
she kind of nods.
yeah.
She nods. It's not the weirdest fucking thing she's ever heard of. And it kind of makes sense. I mean, y'all are fairly reptilian in nature. So she kind of looks out, and you can see like a sadness in her face, and then it goes away, and she turns back around, and she's like, "Well, we should just keep going then."
Are there any fresh bodies nearby?
Just, dude, fuck the bodies. Don't fuck the bodies.
I'm not gonna
weird.
fuck. Why would
That
you fuck
I was just
That's not
No,
what he's doing with the body, but
no. I had said fuck the bodies, and then it was just like no.
No.
Don't
That's
do that.
weird. Don't do that. So yeah, she kind of walks back to the group and kind of gestures y'all to like the far side of the path, so that like as you pass by the pile of corpses, it's a little lessened. They are kind of in like a very small like ditch basically, and it. Oh my god, dogs. Sorry, the dogs. But
Just
no,
laughing.
it's just a bunch of bodies surrounded like in a ditch. And y'all kind of press on, and you get to a portion. It's starting to get kind of dark, but you don't really want to pack it up here because the Dragonborn are around, and none of y'all really know Derek well enough to know if he'd be able to save you or if he even would. So the path splits, and directly in front of you, you can see like the trees drop into a pretty big valley, and then you can see kind of the mountains start to grow up. You're fairly close to the Prairie Mountains, but it's still going to take a bit because the mountains look fairly treacherous. You can see snow caps on them and stuff. But the path splits to the north and to the south.
Let's go east. That's a direction, right?
East is straight off the cliff in front of you.
Exactly.
Just shove it. Alright, guys, let's TPK this.
TPK. No. North or south?
I like to imagine we're all just standing at this clearing, very awkward, tense silence.
Yeah.
And there's like the two paths, and it's just like,
Alright, eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
south.
Well, I will point this out to Ray.
What up?
Nagolt is to the south.
What?
Nagolt, where you're from, the
Mhm.
Dragonborn homeland, is to the south of you.
Let's go to the north. Unless y'all want to. Derek's just gonna be like, so